Loan fee fraud or advance fee fraud is a common scam where individuals are coined into paying a fee for a loan. The fraudsters often ask for a fee before processing the said loan, but once the fee is paid, you will never receive the loan you were offered. Scammers will often try to target individuals who've applied for loans online, and they may contact you unexpectedly and will offer you the money you need. But before giving you the loan, they will ask for an upfront payment as a deposit, administrative fee, or insurance, and they might claim it's because you have a bad credit history. They will often put pressure on you to pay the fee quickly via a bank transfer, or they may ask you to buy a voucher. A voucher, for example, from Google Play, Amazon, or eBay. Scammers have even started asking for payments to be made via crypto exchanges. The fraudsters might say the fee is refundable, but even though you make the payment they ask for, you will never receive the loan or a refund on the fee. Today on The Eagle, our focus is on online loan facilities, what you should know. Aisha Muhammad is my name. Welcome to another episode of The Eagle.
We are going to tackle financial crimes problems in Nigeria with a human face and a heart of lion.
The National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, has sought the collaboration of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to fight the scourge of illegal oil bunkering across the country. This request was made when the president of the union, Comrade William Aporepa, led members of his executive to the corporate headquarters of the commission in Jabi on a courtesy visit. Abbas Abubakar Umar has the details.
The president of NUPENG, Comrade William Akboreha, who praised the executive chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olukoede, for repositioning the anti-graft agency on the path of professionalism and rule of law, sought the collaboration of the Commission in sanitizing the oil and gas industry. He itemized some of the challenges involved in the movement of petroleum products across the country, pleading with the EFCC to always come to the aid of truck drivers experiencing difficulties in the course of their works. He stated that with the coming of the new EFCC boss, things has changed, as before now when you hear of EFCC, what will probably come to mind is probably the killing of businesses and organizations, but there is a new approach to issues where people now have courage and feel that this is an institution that follows due process.
We are here. We want to really appreciate this opportunity and to also assure the institution that will continue to work and collaborate with you. One thing I must say here, sir, even though I'm not to patronize you, is that you've changed the way things are done, in this organization. Before now, when you hear of EFCC, it's just probably to kill businesses and harass people, But I think there's a new approach to issues now where people have a lot of courage, and to also feel that, okay, this is an institution that is actually following the due process, that once your hands are clean, you can do genuine business in this country, and continue to prosper. So I want to appreciate you, for that vision, and to also assure you and your team here of the collaboration, from NUPENG.
In his response, Olukoede noted that it was important that major players in the oil and gas sector collaborated with the EFCC to confront the national economic sabotage going on in the sector. He stressed that it is important for all Nigerians to join hands to eradicate corruption, as it is all agreed that corruption is a cankerworm militating against the progress as a nation. He assured members of the union that the commission will not arrest or detain any truck or driver who did not dabble into shady deals, noting that the process of profiling arrested suspected oil thieves and evaluation of petroleum products involved are often long drawn. The The EFCC boss assured the visiting union that the commission will continue to work with every stakeholder in the oil and gas sector to ensure sanity in the sector.
It's important for us to come together as Nigerians since we agree that corruption is our battle. It's a major cankerworm, militating against our progress and development as a people. It's also important for us to collaborate to fight that major problems that is inhibiting our progress. And that is what I see in this kind of visit and collaboration. When it goes out in the media that Konopeng came of courtesy visit to EFCC, they know that if there are other members of the association that are trying to play anti-graft, they know that we are sending signal across to them that even members of the ESCO will not tolerate such sharp practices. Yes, this is where we also need your collaboration and your support. If there are issues, genuine issues that as an association, you can come to us. In fact, at the present, you can walk into my office. You have problems with some of your members in Port Harcourt, or if there are still outstanding issues we have not been able to resolve, please itemize them. Let me have them. We're going to work on it instantaneously, and I promise you that.
Bas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
The executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has called for a broad-based collaboration and synergy between the commission and the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, in tackling the menace of internet fraud across the country. The EFCC boss made the call in Abuja when the executive vice chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, Amina Maida, paid him a courtesy visit at the corporate headquarters of the commission. Amina Kawa tells us more.
Olukoyede pointed out that fraudsters are employing the internet as a gateway to perpetrate their criminalities and charged the NCC to be firmer in its regulatory works. He stated that when enforcers of the law and regulators collaborate, it will not be business as usual, as there is a need for collaboration because crimes are technology-driven. The EFCC chairman said the collaboration of the two commissions signaled greater readiness to confront the menace of internet fraud and assured fraudsters that criminality will not be business as usual for them. Olukoyede stressed that the challenges facing the country are surmountable and called for more commitment towards a corruption-free nation. He enjoined the NCC and internet providers to monitor the use of internet and more closely to checkmate the activities of fraudsters.
So it's important for us to collaborate to also ensure that we create enough awareness out there. Let the media know that we have this kind of pally. It's important to send a signal across there because we discovered that some of these folks are not regulated. They're not.
Speaking on the purpose of his visit, Maida said he was at the commission to congratulate the chairman of the EFCC on his appointment, reiterating the fact that the NCC is a long-term partner in the fight against internet fraud, stressing that the visit is one of those official engagements meant to deepen the conversation and engagement between us. He recalled that the EFCC facilitated the forensic training of some of the staff of the NCC, maintaining that the interrelationship between the two commissions was vital in combating internet fraud.
Today, when you talk about crime or financial crime, you cannot but acknowledge that the theater of operation has moved to the digital space. We no longer, whether fortunately or unfortunately, is no longer about physical crime. The vast majority of crime, especially the one that has the capability to hurt a nation, is in the digital space. And of course, as the regulator of the communications infrastructure licensees, the NCC is a very critical stakeholder in that fight. So we're here today to congratulate you, but also to extend a hand of friendship and partnership.
Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
Philip, don't tell me you're still doing this yahoo thing, oh. This is cybercrime, for God's sake, and our law forbids it.
Jide, my man, wetin my pikin go do now? This is the only thing I know how to do. Look, I make plenty money from pressing these computers you see here.
Yes, you may be making millions, but our country is losing more than millions. You are killing the image of this country out there.
Shoo, guy, How am I killing image when all I do is use my brain to collect what I need?
Have you thought of how those you are defrauding see Nigeria and Nigerians?
How is that my business? I am only...
It is your business, my business, our business to stop betraying and painting Nigeria black before other countries through cybercrime and any other criminal act.
Hey, are you serious?
I am serious. Don't you know it is the reason people from Nigeria are maltreated wherever they go? Have you stopped to find out why Nigerians are scrutinized and called names in other countries?
Man, I didn't know this my business has anything to do with the image of this country.
Now you know. Please stop it because EFCC is watching.
Okotoriba. EFCC kwa.
Yes, EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has charged the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, to evolve functional strategies and initiatives to tackle corruption and improve governance at the local government level. Olukoyede gave the charge in Abuja at a 2-day national workshop and official flag-off of anti-corruption preventive tools entitled War Against Corruption at Grassroots, which held at the EFCC Academy. Chinoso Alexandra Eni is our guide on this.
Olukoyede, who spoke through the secretary to the commission, Mohammed Hamajoda, charged participants to leverage on their collective wisdom, experiences, and insights to forge strategies and initiatives to strengthen the fight against corruption through transparency and accountability in the local government administration. He called for radical improvement of governance at the grassroots, maintaining that only determined efforts against corruption would offer Nigerians a new lease of life.
The collaboration between the EFCC and ALGON, as demonstrated by the chairman's participation and my representation here, showcased our shared commitment to address the challenges of corruption and improving governance at the local government level. As we devote into discussion over the next few days, let us leverage on the collective wisdom, experience, and insight of our distinguished guests and participants. Together, we can forge strategies and initiatives that will not only strengthen the fight against corruption, but also enhance transparency, accountability in our local government governance.
In his opening remark, Chairman Board of Trustees ALGON, Odunayo Ategberu, says prevention of corruption is better than cure, pointing out that a bottom-top approach in tackling corruption would offer meaningful development to Nigerians. He therefore stated that the third tier of government, which is the local government, is where corruption can be effectively prevented. He further said that the fight against corruption and other societal ills bedeviling the country is a collective responsibility of everyone in our society, stressing that a forum like this is needed to create awareness for all and sundry to tackle corruption headlong. Ategberu tasked the EFCC to enforce the fight against corruption at all levels of governance in Nigeria.
We are that Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, in collaboration with the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, have consistently been in the vanguard of confronting corruption at all levels of government. For any meaningful development to be achieved in this country, it requires bottom-top approach policies. Therefore, the third tier of government, which is the local government, is where corruption can be effectively prevented, because prevention is better than cure.
Minister for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Zephaniah Bitrus Gisalo, commended the initiatives of the EFCC and ALGON concerning the workshop. He called for robust discussions, exchange of ideas, and proper implementation of resolutions at the end of the workshop. Several dignitaries thronged the opening ceremony of the 2-day workshop. One of them, Senator Shehu Umar, called on the EFCC to maintain regular vigilance on the activities of both state and local government officials across the country. He also called on managers of local government to collaborate more with the Commission through intelligence sharing aimed at combating corruption at the grassroots. The 2-day workshop targeted at the local government chairmen, coordinators of development area centers, local government secretaries, heads of personnel management, treasurers, local government auditors, council speakers and other workers is expected to leverage on their mobilization and sensitization for accountable and prudent management of the resources at the local level. I am Chinonso Alexander Eni, reporting for the Eagle.
A loan scam is a loan that offered under false pretenses. The scammer often hooks their target by making a big promise they can't deliver on or by hiding the actual cost of the loan. Loan scammers even use fake company logos, false caller ID numbers, and other tricks to impersonate legitimate agencies and gain trust. In offering you a loan, their goal is to do one or more of the following: obtaining personally identifiable information on financial information like your credit card number, gain permission to access your personal account or legal ownership of your property, charge high interest rates and or hidden fees, charge fees for products or services you won't actually receive. Let's go to Rashida Abdullahi Afar, who is standing by with our guest to take us through the topic of the day, which is loan facilities, what you need to know.
Welcome to the interview segment. My name is Rashida Abdullahi. Today we have S.E. Michael Adachi of the Cybercrime Section at the EFCC headquarters Abuja to talk on the topic, online loan facilities, what you should know. Welcome, Mr. Michael.
Thank you very much for having me on the program.
What is online loan facility?
Online loan facility, the phrase is made up of two critical words: loan, facility, and online. I'll begin with the first one, which is online. Online, by simple explanation or definition, is any activity that is carried out using internet or using computer network is called online activity. The loan facility here now is, a loan can simply be defined as any a type of financial transaction in which a lender gives money or other assets to a borrower in exchange for the latter's promise to pay back the loan within a predefined time. And of course, access to these loans are through applications that you find either on your phone or that are displayed by the lenders themselves.
In recent times, the online loan facility has become quite popular. Why do you think so?
In recent times, we have discovered, of course, that behavior of man towards access to resources have taken a new dimension. We're in the jet age where things are done sharp, so to say. People want quick money. People want quick access to funds. And we know how important funds are in the affairs of humanity. Over the age, if you compare to what we used to have before now, where we go to the traditional banks to make applications for loan, it takes days, sometimes it takes hours before you can be able to get these loans. And sometimes the rigors through which one goes through to fill the forms, provide certain information and all that is somehow tedious. Loan lenders have actually leveraged on these inconveniences suffered by prospective borrowers to actually come up with quick and fast means of accessing loan. And that which they have been able to do through these loan applications we find available on Play and App Stores, on our mobile devices and internet access.
What then is online loan facility fraud?
Online loan fraud is any deceit that is carried out by an intending or prospective loan applicant in the process of applying for the loan. It could be in two dimensions. It could be on the part of the service provider, which is the institution providing the loan, or the person who is actually making the request for the loan, that is the borrower. So it could be in either of the ways.
Who are the people involved in this type of fraud?
One of the advantages of this, let me start from, one of the advantages of this online loan facility is It is, as we say, it is online. It is internet-based. It is computer-based. And those who are more conversant and free with the access of computers and internet services are young men and women. So those who are more involved in this internet fraud, so to say, are the young men and women we have around.
How can one safeguard himself from this fraud?
It's important that when one is applying for these loans, of course the urge and desperation is always there because you need money, It is important to consider first, do I really need this loan? Because you can find that we are awashed, so to say, by all manner of adverts. When you put on your phones, you find so many adverts popping up, asking you to take loan, telling you why you should take a loan, that you don't have it, you don't need the collateral, you can get the loan within minutes and seconds and all that. So if you're not careful, you are lured into either they'll ask you sometimes to click on certain links on these devices. And when you click, definitely you have given away your privacy. Your information, personalized information will now end up in the hands of these persons you don't know, these institutions you don't have proper information on.
What is the EFCC doing to tackle this menace, and what are the penalties for the offenders?
Thank you very much for that important question. Why I hesitated is it reminds me of say prevention is better than cure, right?
Right.
And the Commission has 5 strategic objectives. Foremost of these 5 strategic objectives is to increase public engagement in the fight against economic and financial crimes. In this case, we'll say fight against online loan fraud. The Commission in this direction is engaging with the public. For instance, this program is a veritable platform for actually creating awareness on important issues as this. This topic couldn't have come at a more auspicious time than it has come now, because we're in a very dire situation where people are desperate to have money to do one or two things. Things are difficult, things are hard. So the Commission is engaging the public through this platform and through the formation of integrity clubs in schools, anti-corruption crusade in schools and all that, seminars, programs, roadworks and all that. So we have been engaging them tremendously, and the Commission is doing tremendously well in that regard.
Do you have any last words or advice to the people receiving and people facilitating these loans?
Yes, my words will go to both the providers of the services and the recipient of these services. First, to the providers of the services, that Nigerians or people are actually desperate, or people are actually in want of quick money, is not an avenue for them probably to take on due advantage and exploit Nigerians. It is important to note that they have the obligation to provide services as laid down by rules and regulations. Everybody operates under a law. We all are subject to the ground norm, which is our constitution and other relevant laws that has to do with this subject. Where there are flagrant abuse of their laws and their business protocols, they stand the risk either to lose the company and also pay fines, and their licenses can be revoked and they can be proceeded against criminally. They stand actually to be proceeded against by the Commission. For the recipients of these services, it is equally important that in as much as they inundate us with these adverts, left, right and center every now and then, we should be seen enough to only make applications, apply for these loans only when we think, when we feel and we are convinced it is necessary. And in doing that, it is important that every contract is what binds the parties, both parties, the provider and the receiver of the service. Now, if you observe, you discover that The terms and conditions for these services, most often, if you find, they are crafted in very tiny prints, while they write other ones in big letters for you to read easily. Sometimes, some of the scammers, because of their probably intent or what they have at the back of their mind, they will scribble those things in very fine, small letters that it is difficult sometimes to read. And because you are in a hurry, in a haste for the loan, you just go, you click, you apply. You have actually lost out in understanding what the terms and conditions of the loans are. The terms and conditions of these loans has to do, 1, with the sum, 2, with the interest rates, the payment schedule, and other sundry fees, which you may not know. It's only when you start paying, that is when we start telling you, money for this, charge for this, charge for that. At the end of the day, you discover that you end up probably paying more than you're supposed to pay. So when there are complaints for overcharging and all that, there are relevant authorities and institutions in Nigeria where complaints can be taken to. I mentioned the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Agency, where people could actually make their complaints to directly if you feel you have been unjustly robbed of your money by way of crooked means on interest and all that. These are places you could go and they could assist you and you look at these issues properly.
That's it on the interview segment. Back to you, Aisha, in the studio.
Well, you heard our guests there. Get-rich-quick syndrome and greed are the cause of being victims of fraud. So let's all be content to avoid being scammed. Also, apply for loans only when necessary and when you have a binding contract with clear-cut information on interest rate, payment schedule, etc. And for the providers, please don't take undue advantage of your customers. Follow rules and regulations guiding you to do such businesses. Don't abuse the rules, as doing such can result in losing licenses, pay fines, and can be prosecuted. And that's how we end today's episode of The Eagle. Until we come your way again, keep sending your messages, inquiries and suggestions to info@efcc.gov.ng. You can also call us on 0809-3322-644. Don't forget to use the EFCC mobile app, The Eagle Eye, to report any fraud you see happening around you. You download the app, you follow the steps and report fraud on the go. And you can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. Also remember to join us every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. on our web-based town hall meeting called EFCC Connect, where we answer your questions and note your observations of the anti-corruption fight in order to serve you better. And also listen to EFCC Radio 97.3 FM, the voices against economic and financial crimes. I am Aisha Muhammad, leaving you with this parting words that says, the fight for corruption-free ethical society will have to be fought against this greed and replace it with what can I give spirit. Do not follow vain desires, for verily he who prospers is preserved from lust, greed and anger. Let's all be content and join hands to make Nigeria a better place. Do the right thing always. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please do stay safe, be kind to yourself and to others around you, and do enjoy the rest of the week.